Hi, everyone. Welcome back to All Kinds of Advice, the podcast where we offer guidance on a wide range of topics. And today we have a special edition in store for you. We will be discussing the memorable BET Awards featuring the incredible Lifetime Achievement Award recipient, Busta Rhymes. Trust me, it was a roller coaster of events, and we're here to break it all down for you. Okay, so to start off, there was, a tribute done for Tina Turner by Patti LaBelle. Oh my goodness. And talk about a mess. It was so messy. Like she did not know, the words to the song. Some of the words she knew, and then sometimes she didn't know. And at one point, she was even asking the crowd, like, to bear with her and, to sort of help her along with singing the words. I feel like I know Patti LaBelle is almost like 80 years old. I believe she's 79. However, Tina Turner is a legend. She is an icon. I feel like if a tribute was going to be done for her, I felt like, it should have been something that was done properly. I felt like the tribute, it's something that, us viewers that are watching, we should be able to look at it and be like, oh, wow, that was such a good tribute. I feel like whether or not like she was supposed to rely on like a teleprompter or have words on a screen, she should have had those words memorized. I don't believe like, BET would have told her like last minute that she was going to do this tribute. So I feel like if she felt like she couldn't remember the words or she felt as if she was going to rely mainly on the teleprompter to be able to sing that song, I feel like she should have turned it down. And then perhaps like somebody like, I don't know, maybe Jennifer Hudson or even Fantasia would have been really, really good for that tribute. So talk about a mess. Like that was I respect Patti LaBelle. She is also an icon and a legend. But that performance was definitely a no for me. I was super disappointed. I watched the entire BET award show at home, and I was like, oh my goodness, this is a hot mess. Like, what is going on? I had to sort of, pinch myself at certain points throughout the show to really accept, like, is this really, really happening? Like, the BET Awards, I did enjoy some moments, but there was definitely some moments that was sort of, questionable. And there was even one point where the DJ was not ready, and then there was a sort of awkward silence. And then what I noticed that for this actual BET Award 2023, there was no host. Usually there is a host that kind of fine tunes and puts everything into perspective and kind of puts everything in order and give that sort of guidance of what's gonna happen next. But this year there was no host, and this is kind of, I believe, what made it even more awkward. And it could be that there was no host for this year because I believe there is a strike going on between the TV and film writers. So probably that's why there was no host for this show. It kind of seemed like things were kind of like improv. Like I don't know if the marketing directors or the directors for the show kind of told people like, okay, so you're gonna have this time slot, you're gonna have this amount of minutes, and then this other person's gonna come on and kind of just improvise as you go. That's a hot mess, especially for this type of award that happens every year. This is a really big award. I don't see why this was very disorganized, and I'm super disappointed that I was able to watch from home and not be satisfied with the outcome of this actual award. It was super, super disappointing in my opinion. And some of the things that happened, we've seen, Latto actually won Best Hip Hop Artist for like she got that award. And what was funny is that before she was going to accept her award, like, she was putting on the other side of her shoes. And then I guess she couldn't really put on the shoes fast enough. She actually went on stage with like just one heel, and then the other one she didn't have any like shoes on her feet. And I'm like, talk about a hot mess. This is so unprofessional. Like, I'm happy for her. She was excited. That she won the award. She didn't feel any type of way. She didn't give off any vibe that she felt embarrassed that she only had one shoe on. But I'm talking about the professionalism of it all. I was like, this is a hot mess. Like, first the Patti LaBelle mess, the DJ wasn't ready. There is no host. There's a bunch of like awkward situations going on. And now this girl is gonna go on stage with no shoes. I was like, this can't get any messier. This cannot get any messier. And I'm sure some of you at home were thinking the same thing. And then the other moment that kind of was jaw dropping for me was when Tiana Taylor won like director, she won a director award, and her mom went on stage to accept the award on her behalf. And instead of her mom giving a little speech like, okay, well, thank you, I'm so proud of Tiana for winning this award, she decided to call her during that time that she was accepting the award. I was like, I cannot believe this is what's happening. What is going on? And then she calls up Tiana, and then Tiana could barely speak because wherever she is, there's like, it wasn't like a good signal situation going on. So I feel like the best thing that could have happened in that situation, her mom should have accepted the award, and she should have said something along the lines of, thank you, BET, thank you, God, thank you to the fans, thank you for everyone that has believed in her. I felt like that's what she should have done. Like, what if Tiana didn't answer the phone? Then you would have called her for no reason. And then so she said it. I think sometimes when people are not able to come to the award show and someone accepts their award on their behalf, you shouldn't be calling the person. Suppose this person, maybe that day they were not feeling good and they're in bed in pajamas, and she called her on video too. So we were able to see her. It wasn't like just like a regular phone call and she was supposed to like put the phone call on speaker or something of that sort. She called her on video. Or suppose she just was laying in bed, nothing was wrong with her, and she just did not want to come to the BET Awards. Like, she just wasn't feeling it this year. You were about to expose this girl's business. Like, it looks like she was maybe in a different country and she couldn't come to the awards, so she had a different obligation, something of that sort. But Tiana's mom, like, next time you're accepting an award, my advice would be accept the award, thank the fans, thank BET, and whoever else you need to thank, and keep it pushing and come off the stage. Because the minute the time you take to call someone, you have like a certain time slot to give an acceptance speech. Why are you wasting it on a phone call? That's a hot mess. Like, I'm so sorry, but this is, oh my goodness, I just could not believe the shenanigans that was going on. But despite all of that, there was some great performances from, some individuals. Coco Jones gave a really, really good performance. Ice Spice performance was also good. I loved Latto's performance as well. Remy Ma's performance was good. Fat Joe, his performance was also good. So despite some of the shenanigans and the negative aspects that happened throughout the show, there was, some good highlight points where people performed good, and there was some instances where things kind of went smoothly. But I feel like sometimes the bad outweighed the good in a sense. But I don't know, man. Like, I was just shocked throughout the whole thing when some of the negative aspects came about. I was like, oh my God, this is a hot mess. This is disorganized. What is going on? But overall, I was super happy for Busta Rhymes that, he received this Lifetime Achievement Award. I felt like it was a long time coming. I felt like he should have already had gotten that, but it's never too late. And his speech was okay, but it looked like he was kind of saying things out of his head, like he didn't have a prepared speech, because I didn't see any like paper on him, like while he was doing his speech, I didn't see any paper or anything of that sort. But Busta Rhymes, his performance was off the chain. I feel like despite the shenanigans, he sort of saved the show and the image of like the BET Awards. he emphasized there should be unity within the music culture, within hip hop, within rap. He called for unity, for people to get along and work with each other, and I thought that was really really nice, especially coming from an OG and for someone who has been in the music industry for so long. It was really good advice from him for the younger generation and the people that are that look up to him in music. And I really love the fact that, he brought on a lot of people to perform with him. I like the fact that he gave, the people that are in dancehall, I believe it's like Dexa Daps and Spice, the queen of dancehall. Even though their time slot to perform was very short, I think they were only able to perform like one song. They came and they gave it their all. And for someone of his caliber to share the stage with these smaller artists shows his growth as an individual and shows why he really did deserve to get this type of an award. And I felt like during the BT Awards, from looking at it, in my living room, I felt like some of the people were not really into some of the songs. Like the crowd was kind of, a little bit dead. Shout out to Boozy though. Like Boozy was like, you know what? I am fresh out of jail and I'm here to have a good time. He was like, dancing and doing the most during the performance of Davido. So it showed like although some of the people in the crowd were not really feeling it, there was some other people was like, you know what? Regardless of if I don't know the music or regardless of anything, I'm here to have a good time. I am outside and I'm not gonna let anything spoil my moments. And people like Boozy and some of the other people that I seen that were bobbing in the audience, I'm gonna give a shout out to them. Like they came to have a good time and they were not gonna let anything bother them from that moment. But it seems that some people had mentioned online, like, the performance, the award show in general was a bit too long. A lot of people were complaining on Twitter. Some people were saying, like, the award show, this is so ghetto. Like, some of the things that happened during this BT award show wouldn't have happened in any other award shows that they have. But one thing I really, really liked was that Quavo and Offset came together to, do a good tribute for, their artist that was with them, Takeoff. So I found that was really, really nice, despite, there are rumors that Quavo and Offset they were not getting along. They have a history of beef with each other. The fact that they were able to put that all aside and come together and do a tribute for Takeoff, of the Migos, because Takeoff was, a part of the Migos group. The fact that they were able to come and, do this tribute to him shows growth, maturity. Because at the end of the day, if BT approached them to do this performance together, at the end of the day they could have been like, either one of them could have been like, I'm not talking to him. I'm not like, Quavo could have been like, I'm not talking to Offset, so I'm not performing with him. And then Offset could have also said, I'm not talking to Quavo, so I'm not doing no performance with him. At the end of the day, they're just like, you know what, it is what it is. Let's come together. We obviously we lost this person. Both of us are sad. Why should we continue a beef? Let's come together. And I hope they go back together, as a group, because Offset was for some time, it seemed like he was doing like a solo career. But I think, with the debt of Takeoff, they should come together and unify with each other and continue to make music and continue to, make millions of dollars out here in these streets. Like, why not? That's just my opinion. But I'm gonna share with you guys some of the things that people were saying on, Twitter as it relates to the BET Awards. Somebody mentioned, they said, "Woo, I'm tired. When is this over?" And I agree with them. I started watching the BET Awards from 8 o'clock, and I don't think it finished until like closer to 12. So, and that could be because, there was not a host there to kind of guide things and guide the time, yada, yada, yada. It could have been that. But yeah, I felt like it was a bit tired. At one point, I was just like, "Oh my goodness, when is this gonna end?" Like, I want to get to my bed. And it's nice to know that, it wasn't just me that was thinking that it was long overdue. A lot of other people had experienced the same sentiments as well. And someone said on Twitter as well, someone else said, this feels like a big concert and I'm feeling it. And they put the fire emoji. Yes, it was, especially the parts where again, Remy Ma performed, the part where Busta Rhymes and the dancehall, DeVito, Coco Jones, those were like really, really good high energy performances. So there was aspects to it that was good, and I do agree with that particular comment. And another person said, "And more, what time does this end?" And I agree. Even like when Busta Rhymes did his performance and he did his little speech, I thought, okay, Busta Rhymes is going to be the closing act. And after he finished with such a fire performance, they were like, "Oh, more to come." And I was thinking, "Oh, more to come? Is this not the end of it?" So it's nice that other people were thinking the same thing on Twitter. And that goes to show they voiced their opinion as it relates to that. And it's a little bit of a scruffle happens with JT and her boyfriend. It seems as though, JT threw her phone at her boyfriend and they were fighting in there, and it looks like from the pictures, I think her boyfriend is Little Uzi. Like, so JT threw her phone at Little Uzi, and it seemed at one point they were getting escorted out of the place, or I don't know if they decided to leave. My advice to JT would be like, even if you're upset with your boyfriend at such a public event that is televised, whatever you're upset with, you can talk to him when you get home. When you're in public spaces, you have to learn how to control your anger. You don't want to act out of character. You can do all of these things. Like, when you get at home. And I don't feel like you should have hit your boyfriend. Like, you shouldn't, what is that going to do for your brand? That's going to damage your brand. People are going to see you as a violent person that has no class, no sense of professionalism, and maybe little endorsements that you have could pull from you because they're going to be like, you know what, we don't want to be associated with her because, she's violent. And I heard, based on my research and, other people were talking, the tea was hot on Twitter and Instagram. It apparently, well, allegedly, JT threw her phone at Little Uzi, her boyfriend, because apparently he was flirting and talking with Ice Spice. And at the end of the day, if someone that if they're gonna talk to another person, you should just let it go. Like, if you feel like they're flirting, really think about the relationship in the sense like, do I really see myself with this person long term? Don't go hitting the person. Don't make the person feel so important that you're going to die over them and you're going to fight another girl over them. If he is interested in another girl, let him have the other girl and just break up and move on. There's so many other men out here that you don't have to be acting crazy and hitting people just because you're upset with them that they're talking to somebody else. And he could have been just talking to Ice Spice because he admires her music. Because we see that Ice Spice is like super popular. A lot of people want to do music with her. A lot of people admire, her skills as a musician. So it could have been that he was just admiring her talent rather than just flirting with her per se. So I think in that particular situation, JT should have clarified with Luda Uzi what was going on rather than being so reactive and throwing phone at him. I'm so sorry. Like, this was like a hot mess. This was the BET Awards felt like it was a soap opera. And then I was looking on Instagram and I noticed that I Spice, she posted her pictures from the BET Awards last night with her outfit that she wore, and that type of thing. And she put a picture of Little Uzi, and I was like, no, she didn't. Like, why is she adding like making this situation more heightened, like adding fuel to the fire? Why are you doing that? Like, apparently, JT's already upset that Little Uzi was talking to you, and then you're gonna heighten the situation even more by going and post his picture. It's a hot mess. The girlies are here to fight, and I feel like I shouldn't have done that because I see in a lot of, the posts that I Spice posts on her Instagram, sometimes JT will go out and put like heart emojis. She will give her props. She will like her pictures. So there's no need to be beefing with each other. And I hope like this all dies down and hopefully Little Uzi and JT is able to work it out. But JT, going forward, don't let your anger make you act a fool out here in these streets. But overall, I did enjoy some aspects of the BT Awards. I was super happy that, Busta Rhymes, an icon, a legend, got this Lifetime Achievement Award. I felt like it was well deserved. His performance was off the chain. I love this speech on this whole idea of unity within the hip hop and rap space. And I'm hopefully next year the BT Awards is more organized. Hopefully they get a host. Hopefully it's not going to be an awkward and unprofessional show in the future. But we don't know. We'll see, right? But let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Did you watch the BET Awards? If you did, what was your perspective of it? How did you like the performances? Did you feel like Busta Rhymes deserved the Lifetime Achievement Award? Perhaps did you feel like it's maybe someone else deserved it? What did you think about Patti LaBelle's tribute to Tina Turner? Although I think it was a hot mess, maybe someone else may think that it was okay. But yeah, I would love to get a conversation going in regards to this BET Awards. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. But when I was watching this, I was like, there's no way I cannot talk about this. I have to talk about this on my channel. And I did enjoy putting this together for you all. If there is anything that you guys want me to talk about or any drama that you guys discover that you want me to go into, comment it in the comment section below, and I'll be sure to comment on it in regards to on my channel. But that's all for today for All Kinds of Advice podcast. Thank you very much for having me. I had a lot of fun recording this, and I will catch you all on the next episode. And don't forget to like, share, subscribe to my channel. Ciao.